Tonight, death toll in Tripoli bloody clashes rises to 2, with scores including women and children fleeing the violence as security forces battle to restore calm.
More than 100 houses have been burned. The fighting is still ongoing, so even for NADMO to even get access to do the assessment is a problem.
We're live in the troubled northeast regional town where NADMO says it cannot go to assist the hundreds displaced because of the raging violence.
This is Top Story with Evans Mensah.
And Top Story is always brought to you by Bond Savings and Loans. Your success, our passion. GASM, the nation builder. Vodafone, the future is exciting, ready. And nationwide medical health insurance, your healthcare family. Now, the bloody clashes have continued. Many more homes have been set ablaze, with hundreds, including women and children, left displaced. In the last few minutes, we have confirmation that the death toll has risen to 2 in the clashes between Kokumbas and Chokusis in the northeast regional town of Tripoli. Now, despite the growing number of displaced people, the National Disaster Management Organization, NADMO, say they have been unable to reach the affected areas because of the raging conflict. We are also learning more tonight about the cause of the weekend's escalation in violence. More on that shortly. But first, listen to the NADMO Regional Director, Ahaji Abdullah Hindu.
So that from now it is very difficult for us because the fighting is still ongoing. So even for NADMO to even get access to do the assessment is a problem. So not until this situation is normalized. That is where maybe we can get the update. But for now we will not be able to tell exactly what is happening. But all that we know, some communities that maybe we can mention about sector and all this. But we will not be able to tell exactly what transpired over there for right now. Because the shooting and the fighting is still going on. Even NADMO are not allowed to even go inside. It's only the security that are inside. Until this situation is normalized, before we can go in.
We're also learning more about the plight of those residents caught up in the crossfire. Listen to a resident and the assemblyman for Tripoli.
Madam, more than 100 houses have been burned. Some are in Togo, others are in Bechakosi, some of them are in Serkoni and Wuntewe. These are bigger communities. The Gongombe, some of them are also entered Taboba, some are in Togo, some are also in Bunkuru district. Displaced, no food, no place to sleep, no shelter. I mean, so it is devastating. It is alarming. It is alarming. Even this moments ago, 2 villages are burned.
Do we have children among them, and do we have women among?
Madam, you will realize that, for example, a Konkomba family with 2 wives. You can be talking about 10 to 15 children. So for children, even if you look at Facebook, people, including police, are posting children, men have to give them water to drink. Children are there, women are there with pregnancy. They can't walk. How do you walk on Sankome and cross the Togo? That is very, very, very alarming, madam. I don't know the word to use. The situation is very bad. There are few communities left in Sankome. Many are banned. Frankly speaking.
In fact, the situation is worrying. It's worrying. But a lot of people have been displaced, and then they are now, even we don't even have a place to sleep. Our people are all over. They're spread. People are somewhere in the city, and then other nearby communities, and in fact, there is no space for them to even stay. So in fact, for that one, it's a serious problem.
So how are they surviving?
In fact, for that one, it is a problem because now some of Others are now with their relatives in the northern communities. Others don't even have the place to go. So some of them are around, they are in the bush. And others are around the area, they don't even know where to go. They are hungry. People are suffering a lot. We don't know. Any attack, any movement, they are trying to attack us. And then the military too, they are not helping us. In fact, yes, all our food stuff has been burned, our houses have been burned, we don't have any place to live, we don't have peace. So we are suffering. So we are appealing to the government to come, and then any other NGOs come and support us.
The Inter-Peace Committee in Tripoli, which has been working with rival factions in an attempt to find a resolution, have been left handicapped themselves. Chairman of the committee, Chief Ahaji Bawa Anazi, talks about the continued threats of reprisals.
In fact, the situation here is not yet calm.
The situation is not calm as we speak?
Yeah. When you are, as right of now, you are hearing that some people, this community is going to be attacked. This community is going to attack. And people are just running up and down like that.
But Alhaji, from your interaction with residents, what is the cause of this recent escalation of the situation?
It was one young boy that he was shot in the night, around 7 getting to 8. Couldn't find the fellow who shot him actually, because it was in the night.
Okay, but as chairman of the Intra-Peace Committee, we know that you've done some work. How did we get here again with all the work that you've done?
We were running up and down. It has even getting to an end, and this thing has just happened.
Okay.
We were to have meeting with the chiefs of Saboba and Chiriponi district so that everything will be settled, and then it was the chief match which delayed the time.
On the line with us right now is the regional director for the National Disaster Management Organization, NADMO, Ahaji Abdallah Hindu. Ahaji, thank you for your time here on Top Story.
Pardon?
Ahaji, thank you for your time here on Top Story.
Oh, thank you.
Yes. Do we know now how many people, how many communities have been affected?
So far, the information we've gathered from our district directors and then our zonal coordinators, we have recorded about 16 communities that have been burned down.
16 communities. Roughly, how many people will that mean?
So far, what they have information, the assessment that they have made, the updates will be made available as when we receive the details. They said about 467 people have been displaced. And then the 16 communities got burned. That is Nigeri, Nakpali, Tina, Boni, Penchin, Naboli, Pupang, Ngbang, Banu, Tangong, Mapadika, Babuli, Ganado, Janango, Motang, and Mbachiri, Nadodeka, and then Pingori and Mbado. That is 16 communities have been burned down, and about 467 people have been affected so far.
So far. And I can imagine that this will include women and children.
Yes, that includes women and children, and even disabled, and then pregnant women. They are all included.
We've also heard reports of people fleeing the town to take shelter elsewhere.
Yes, for now, even last conflict, we have 3 places that we have gathered them, and we are taking care of them with the district directors and then the district chief executives, together with the peace district. In fact, we have this place, Nanjon at Gushegu, and then Charp district, Bunkuru, and then Yuyu, that we have these 3 places that we have. I mean, so far accommodated people, and we are taking care of them. Like I told you, we are supposed to go there on Sunday, so that this morning then we'll start maybe doing the distribution, the items that have been sent from the headquarters. But it's unfortunate that on the evening of Friday, then this thing started again. So far, the items are here with the vehicle. So we can't even go there right now. So now we have to record more this into the number that we have already. So far, that is what is happening right now.
Did you just say that you will need more items because of the update you have from the ground in terms of the share numbers?
Definitely, we'll be needing more because even what we have, we're going to do our best to see whether we will be able to take care of. But it was enough for the number of victims that we have recorded, and then the updates that we have from the district level. So what we have was enough to give to them. But now we have to maybe increase the distance. Other than that, what is there? If the situation is normalized or she's come, then we'll go in with the items that we have so that we'll manage it with the people that we have so far recorded. And then we'll be waiting for another distance.
I know your major concern was the continuing gun battles and the violence, and that stopped you from going in to distribute the items. Do you know if that has been curtailed now? Has calm restored enough to allow you to go in and help people who are displaced?
The actual fact is that because according to the military, because we have been communicating with them almost every 2-3 hours. We have people that we communicate to. The fact is that it's not maybe one place that maybe this fighting is going over. But the fact is that more than 7 places, you hear that the military will hear that they are here. When they go there, then you see that another place has started maybe shooting and all these things. So it's a transform. It has escalated, like I said, from Saboba through Cherpone up to Bunkuru, up to now what we are talking, even you, they are fighting there. So we don't know exactly where to go. So now, even if you go in south, you yourself, your life is at danger. We are afraid of sinfulness. And our people over there too, they are not more staff. Meanwhile, the staff too, from Cherpone, from Saboba, from Bunkuru, they are all Chakosis and then Konkombes. Who even go there? Maybe Chokosima will see a Konkoma and said, you are coming to do a different thing. And it will result to a different issue. The same applies to maybe a Konkomba man too. So that is why we are now, we don't even know what to do right now. But we are still waiting for the situation to calm down so that we'll be able to go in and then do the right thing for them.
You paint a picture of that appears almost that the fighting seemed to be spreading to other communities.
Yes, like I said, we were thinking of only Cherpone that we know that the fighting was going on. But now, like I said, it has escalated to Yunyu, Bunkuru, Saboba, and all these places. Now we don't even know exactly where the fighting is going on. The information that we have gathered so far, the fighting is almost all over the 3 districts as I'm speaking now.
So tell me, you say you've been in constant touch with the military and the police. Have they given you any idea when you can be allowed to get in and help the people displaced?
Yes, the fact is that they've allowed the people to run to where maybe there will be safety. We have camps that we have said, like I said, I've mentioned 3 places. Many of them have been moved to those camps, and the military are helping those running to get them to the center. So the moment the place is secured, then even with the help of the military, we can come in with the items to where maybe we have gathered the victims, and then we'll be able to distribute the items to them.
I'm grateful that you joined us with that update. That is the director for the Northern Regional NADMO there, Ahaji Abdullah Hindu, speaking to us about the situation in that part of the country. Says from their information, the fighting, the clashes seem to be spreading to other communities beyond Tripoli, and that the NADMO officials themselves who were supposed to be distributing the items seem to be caught up in the midst of all this. 16 communities, he says, have now been affected by the violence that seem to be spreading, and just under 500 people, including women and children, displaced. We'll go back to the part of that country shortly, speak to my correspondent who's been following this for us, and she reports of many more homes and houses being burnt to ashes in the last few hours as well. The Northern Regional Minister, the minister in charge of the Northeast region, acting also for the other regions, Mr. Salif Said, has been speaking to my colleague, Joseph Opoku-Gakpo, and he is reporting of a deployment of additional men from the military and the police, reinforcements arriving in Tripoli and the affected communities around Tripoli to try and bring this under control as soon as possible.
We have been working day and night, 24/7, to ensure that the situation is brought to normalcy. It's unfortunate that the fight has ignited again, because last week Tuesday, the report by the committee that was set up was presented to the Minister of Interior. But little did we know that this unacceptable violent confrontation will happen between the two ethnic communities. So RISEC, that is the Regional Security Council, together with the two DISECs, that is the DISEC of Cherpone District as well as the Saboba District Security Committees, we are working closely. And also the police and the military, they have deployed enough security on the ground, and we are working closely with the key stakeholders to see to it that this thing is brought to finality so that that conflict doesn't happen. So I just want to assure the general public that the situation will be normalized. It's unfortunate that it happened, but it will be okay.
So on the ground in Tripoli right now, what exactly is happening from the information that you've gathered?
No,
what exactly is happening?
For now, the situation is calm. The security, especially, we put more military to give backup to the police. So they have been positioned at very strategic communities that we thought that there could be that potential attack, and it has been brought under control. It has been brought under control.
So that then it keeps recurring. So is there anything that is being done to ensure justice so perpetrators are brought to book, so people don't take advantage and continue doing this?
Yes, that is what we are going to do. We are now going to ensure that we use the duty bearers of the area, ensuring that the youth group, the local authorities, opinion leaders, and we get even people, the religious leaders, both Christian community and then the Muslim community, to come together to see how the local people can own the process of getting final solution to the problem. So I'm very convinced that the methodology that we are going to use this time, the Cherpone intermittent conflict that we are witnessing in recent past, will come to an end.
Will people be brought to book? Will justice be served?
Definitely. We are going to make sure that those who offend the law will deal with them decisively. We are going to marshal all forces to ensure that this thing doesn't happen. I can tell you, if you go deep into the mediation, it's unfortunate. These two tribes, they've intermarried. They are so mixed that the devil has taken control over the situation. But we'll make sure that this thing doesn't happen again. The intelligence unit, the BNI, and other sister security services to assist them so that they identify the perpetrators of this unacceptable act, and those who are still found with offensive weapons will be dealt with.
And that's the regional minister there speaking to us about the situation. He says it's calm. We're trying to get the police on the ground, because they report that the death toll has risen to 2. 5 people are in custody. They're running battles currently with the military supporting, which the regional minister confirms that additional troops have been sent in to assist the police bring the situation there under control. We'll get the police spokesperson, ASP Tanko, who will join us shortly to give us an update on the death toll, which the police is reporting is now at 2. From the initial reports that one person is dead. There's several who will be sustained injuries in the last hour alone. We're also speaking to the hospitals there that are trying to manage the casualties that are coming in. Let's go to my regional correspondent, Martina Buguri, who's on the line with us. Martina, you're getting additional reports of people fleeing and more homes being burnt.
Exactly so, Evans. What I'm told was that this morning 3 more communities were burned, and so people continue to flee the area, either to Togo, to Cherpone Township, or to Yunyo. Not just the adults, also children, pregnant women. I'm told. My colleague WhatsApp a picture to me where a pregnant woman was pulling a child. And then he says that they just got into Yunyo. I'm told that several others have been trooping into the area since the conflict started, and they are displaced, no food to eat, no water to drink, and people are indeed suffering.
So that is a situation there. And Martina, thank you very much. Once we get an update, I'm sure Martina will get that update for us. I will share with you in this very fluid situation in Tripoli. Now we know that it's spread beyond Tripoli. Many other communities have also been affected, and women, children have been caught up in this. Some are fleeing that particular part of the region for shelter. The NADMO tell us, as you heard earlier, that they themselves are struggling to get in and provide help because of the fluidity of the situation. Additional military men have gone in, and hopefully we'll bring this under control. We'll get the police shortly. When we do, we'll bring that for you here on Top Story. Some additional news we are following for you tonight is a situation where the University of Education Winneba WIT was closed down following protests last Thursday. It follows a student standoff between students there and the Vice Chancellor, Reverend Professor Anthony Afobuni, over the dismissal of 3 lecturers. The students went on a rampage and smashed windows and glass doors of buildings on the Winneba campus of the university. Well, the council for the university, they are set to address a news conference in a short while. Plus, we understand that they've been assessing the extent of damage done to the school so far. We'll go to Winneba shortly, because that is a breaking news story that I want to bring to you. There's a press conference that is just about being addressed by the University Council that will announce a raft of measures post the closure of the school. We'll bring that to you live shortly because my colleague is there for us. But I want to return to the situation in Tripoli and let's speak to the spokesperson for the Northern Regional Police, Mr. Tanko, who joins us on the line. Mr. Tanko, thank you for your time here on Top Story. Can you confirm for us that the death toll is now at 2 and some arrests have also been made?
Yes, Evans, I can confirm to you that the death toll is 2 as of now. We have also arrested 5 persons who are assisting us in investigations. We've also been able to dominate the place with policemen and military men. We've been able to bring the situation under some control, but it is not totally quenched. And we are trying very much to get to the interior, that there are certain places, they are not motorable. But that notwithstanding, we do our best to try to get to those places. Earlier, I heard you say the conflict has extended from Chiriponi to other areas. No, Chiriponi in itself has never been attacked by anybody. The conflict has not gotten to Chiriponi. The conflict is in the interior. That is the villages and the small communities around Chiriponi, Sabuba, and some part of the Yendi district. But Chiriponi itself has never been touched by this particular conflict. So the people who are fleeing the conflict, most of them come to Chiriponi. Others also ward into Togo, whilst others go to Sabuba and also Bunkurugu Yoyo.
Oh, I see. So, Clive, great clarification. So Tripoli itself, there's no conflict there?
There's no conflict there, but it's a Tripoli district, but not the Tripoli township.
I get what you're saying. So the district is affected, and there are many communities in the district affected.
Yes.
But you also mentioned that part of Yendi is also affected by this?
You know, the Konkomba and the Chokosi community extends to Sabuba, and also, Chiriponi district and the Yendi district share a border. So some of the places too are affected, but not inside Yendi itself.
And you've talked about, and this is a confirmation of reports we've heard earlier, that people fleeing, some of them are making their way into neighboring Togo.
You know, Chiriponi area shares, it is not too far from Togo. So people are able to go to Togo on during normal times. People are able to go in and out of Togo. And so it is not, it is just some places, just a walking distance. So people easily go to Togo. Yesterday, somebody who was injured, our information was that he was taken to hospital in Togo. So we were not able to get him. So Chiriponi area in Togo is just a stone throw.
I just wonder, these people fleeing the violence simply seeking shelter, is there any protection that the security agencies are offering them as and I know NADMO is also trying to assist. NADMO itself says they have a challenge because of the nature of the violence. They are unable to do their job as they wish, and they are in contact with the security agencies for assistance. What assistance is being given to these people who are fleeing, who need shelter, and NADMO that want to come in and provide the help that they need?
Yeah, Evans, what is happening is some of these people go to Togo where they have relations. Others go to Chereponi. Others go to Bunkrubu Yoyo. Others go to Saboba. Wherever they think they have people and they can get shelter, they go there. When security men should meet them on the way, what they do is to escort them to safer places. But, we don't have the resources to feed them and also house them. That is why NADMO is there. NADMO are also trying to do their best, but the numbers sometimes, even some of them, they don't gather at one place. And wherever they are moving, people have places where they are heading to, whether it is going to a relation, a friend, or something like that. But surely you see them come to Bunkrugu, you see them go to Chereponi, you see them go to Saboba and the other places. Though it is important that NADMO is able to get some assistance for them. This morning we saw pictures where the police commander was giving water to some of the children who were displaced. So these are situations that is very critical, and I think they need help. But what we are trying to do as a security agency is to try to bring the situation under control so that they can return to their homes, have their parents around, for the children to go to school and other things. So we are trying very much to ensure that we achieve that. What we are also doing is to appealing to the chiefs, the opinion leaders, both at the Chokwasi and also the Konkomba side, to give peace a chance. There's no way they can use violence to solve their differences. We should all wait for this report that has gotten to government, for the government to put in place mechanisms to ensure that the conflict is solved once and for all. And that will be good for everybody.
I'm grateful that you joined us with that update. That is ASP Yusuf Tanko that speaks for the Northern Regional Police Command. We'll bring you the very latest on this as our reporters try and get us the very latest on the situation. It says they managed to bring the situation under control somewhat, but people still fleeing that part of the region.
Here's what people are saying about the GCB Easy Pick.
It just makes sense.